Hi, Anto.
Hello.
Thank you very much. You're so kind. Okay, let's get on doing.
I remember. We have already done this.
We should remember that I
Mhm.
will have an exam on 22nd of May. So,
Of May.
no, 27th, sorry, maybe or 18th or 16th, I don't remember, but the middle of May. Middle of May, yes. So,
So what
I'm
about?
not prepared.
Yes.
You had to study.
You have to
I'm
study.
afraid.
Tanto facile.
More, you have to do exercises. Many exercises. Writing. Do you still have the guide to writing?
Yes, of course.
You do have.
Yes.
If you have, otherwise I'm gonna send you to you again.
No, I have your guidelines.
Yeah, divided into essay, an article, and everything.
Yes, but the difficulty is to apply this rules.
So we're gonna talk much more. I think we have to talk much more. Okay, we can try to do some trying with the speaking. Yeah.
You have to apply during the weekend. You must tell your husband and then my brother to cook and to do everything because you have to study.
Okay. Right.
Così.
Ok, così.
Non puoi obiettare.
Okay. Do you want to do some something about speaking together? If your colleagues agree, do you agree doing a bit of speaking together?
Why not?
Why not? No, non le vedo così stasera.
No,
non ci vedi aggressive come
no, non vi vedo
propense. Lost in Jungle? What
non
is that?
l'avevamo fatto questo, infatti.
No, I don't remember.
No, infatti questo non l'avevamo fatto. Ok. Lost in the Jungle. Anna, anzi, no, Ross, vai. Read, please.
Four young men went into the jungle on the adventure of a lifetime. Only two of them would come out alive. The Amazon rainforest is roughly the size of Europe or Australia. It is the home of more than half the plant and animal species known to man, many of which are lethal. In 1981, three friends went backpacking in a remote area of Bolivia. Yossi Ginsberg, 22, and his two friends, Kevin Wallace, 29, and Marcus Tam, 29. They are an experienced guide and an Austrian coal car who promised that he could take them deep into the rainforest to the discovered Indian village. Then they would raft nearly 200 kilometers back down river. Carl said that the journey to the village would take them about 7 days. Before they entered the jungle, the three friends made a promise that they would go in together and come out together. It's a strong promise.
It's a very strong promise. Anto, let's go on.
The four men set off from the town of Apollo, and soon they had left the civilization far behind. But after walking for more than a week, there was no sign of the village, and the tensions began to appear in the group.
Continue
fr-
reading. I'm going to do something just here.
Okay,
Really.
okay. The three friends started to suspect that Carl, the guide, didn't really know where the Indian village was. Yossi and Kevin began to get fed up with their friend Marcus because he was complaining about everything, especially his feet, which had become infected and were hurting.
Okay, Anna, let's go.
Eventually, they decided to abandon
Abandon.
the search for the village and just to hike back to Apollo instead of rafting, the way they had come. But Kevin was furious
Furious.
because
Furious.
furious because he thought that it was Marco's fault that they had to cut short their adventure. So he decided that they would raft down the river, and they persuaded Yossi to join him. But he didn't want Marcus to come with them. Marcus and Carl decided to go back to Apollo on foot. The three friends agreed to meet in an hotel in the capital, La Paz, in a week's time. Early next morning, the two pairs of travelers said goodbye and set off on their different journeys.
Okay. So this is the book, A Harrowing True Story of Adventure and Survival. And these are the people. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So is it a real story?
It's a real story.
Mm.
It's a documentary. So now you're going to, okay, try to do it. Imagine you were going to go backpacking in the Amazon rainforest. What do you think would be the main problems you would need to overcome? For example, the heat, insect, or food?
For me, all of them.
All of them.
Yes.
Okay.
I
And
agree.
what would
Even
you
the
be
water,
most afraid of?
something to drink.
Yeah, something to drink. Okay, this is the beginning of the true survival story, and that answered this question. What was the three friends' original plan?
Apollo.
No, the original plan, not the original departure town.
Looking for a village.
Indian village.
Indian village.
Indian village.
Yes.
And how did this change?
They didn't found the village.
Okay.
And so they
decided to come back.
Decided
but not in the same way.
Yes.
Two of them wanted to come back by foot, and the two of them wanted to come back. One of them, with the guide, wanted to come back by the river.
On
through
foot.
The river. On foot, excuse me.
On foot. Okay, their plans was to go into the rainforest for 7 days and visit the undiscovered Indian village, like you say. That raft, that is travel on a small boat, usually made of wood, back down the river. After 7 days, they still hadn't found the village, and there were tension in the group, so they decided to turn around and go back to Apollo, their starting point. Okay. What caused tension, Ross, between the three men and the guide and Kevin and Marcus?
The reason it was that they didn't see anything, and then so they work a lot and didn't find anything, and for hours. I don't know, I don't remember. Exactly.
No, they thought that the guide probably didn't know where there was the Indian village.
So they
They are
walking
with the guide.
without.
For this reason, they argued with the guide, right or not?
And then this is with the guide.
The-
Carl didn't seem to know where
the
the
village
village was.
Was
And
okay.
then why Kevin and Marcus, they,
Because Marcus wanted to come back through the river, and Kevin by foot. Not they wanted a complaint about
no,
especially
because
his feet.
Marcus was complaining about everything,
Whatever.
Vero.
especially his feet. So why did they finally separate?
Because Marcus
Ecco, questa è la risposta che ho dato prima.
come
Got it,
back
yeah. Because
to the-
Kevin still wanted to raft as
raft.
they had originally planned, but didn't want Marcus to come. He
sì, al contrario.
persuaded Yossi
Yes, it-
to join
Mhm.
him. Which pair would have you chosen to go with? Give me each one your answer.
Which pair?
So a pair, they're going rafting, a pair, they're going on foot. Which pair would have you chosen to go with?
Noi.
Yes.
No, on
By-
foot.
on foot,
No,
on foot.
Foot.
On foot.
But which
Assolutamente.
pair would does it
Pair of
mean?
people, two people,
Mhm.
Ah,
the two people,
people,
which
two
pair?
people.
Yeah,
Mm.
the two people on foot or
in
the
this
two people
one.
rafting.
Ah,
Sia mai il fiume ti preserva qualche sorpresa, no? No.
No, ma
I piedi, stai tranquillo.
Of course, this is student or answer. And
Okay.
how would you have felt if you had been in Marcus' situation?
Probably my behavior should be the same.
Mm.
Now we are going to listen to part of a documentary and find out what happened to the four men.
Hmm.
After each part, answer the question with a partner. So we have to understand what happened to Kevin and Yossi on the raft and what piece of luck did Yossi have. Ok?
So luck che vuol dire un pezzo di fortuna?
Un po' di,
Mhm.
un po' di
Un po' di
fortuna.
fortuna?
Yes, yes.
Piece of luck.
An episode. A
Ah,
lucky
ok.
Mhm.
3.6. Yossi and Kevin soon realized that going by river was a big mistake. The river got faster and faster, and soon they were in rapids. The raft was swept down the river at an incredible speed until it hit a rock. Both men were thrown into the water. Kevin was a strong swimmer, and he managed to swim to land. But Yossi was swept away by the rapids. But Yossi didn't drown. He was carried several kilometers downriver by the rapids, but he eventually managed to swim to the riverbank. He was totally exhausted. By an incredible piece of luck, he found their backpack floating in the river. The backpack contained a little food, insect repellent, a lighter, and, most important of all, the map. But the two friends were now separated by a canyon and 6 or 7 kilometers of jungle.
So, Ross, what happened to Kevin and Yossi on the raft?
Okay, they go on. They run on the river very fast, and so they met a rock and fell into the water. Okay.
Fell.
And
Felt
while
is feel, felt.
fell,
Fell.
no, fell, sorry, fell into the water. And while Kevin was a strong
Swimmer.
swimmer,
Yeah.
Yossi no,
Wasn't.
and
Yes.
wasn't, and go through the rapid distance from the Kevin. And but okay, that's it for the
That's
what
it.
happened to
And
Kevin.
yes, and what piece of luck did Yossi have, Anna?
Yossi has come si chiama? Backpack.
Oh, he found.
He found, yeah,
Found.
his backpack, and he found a map,
Some
Food.
food,
yes, some food, and especially the map. But they were far away one from the other.
Yes.
Okay, whose
But-
situation? Tell me, Ross.
Sorry, but he found his bag. Ah, okay.
Backpack.
Il cappello.
Backpack.
No,
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 lo
no.
zaino.
No, lo zaino? È lo zaino? Ma non
Ma
è,
di-
i backpackers non sono quelli che vanno in giro con lo zaino per fare diciamo le...
Allora, i backpackers vengono tradotti in italiano come i saccopelisti,
I saccopelisti,
ma backpacker sarebbero gli zainisti, se lo dovremmo
Ma nello
tradurre letteralmente.
zaino loro non hanno
Anche
anche,
il
faccio un esempio, il saccappello. Ecco,
Beh, si
quindi-
mette sotto lo zaino il saccappello, di
Ah, ho
solito non
capito.
Si
dentro,
lega
Ho
sotto.
capito, ho capito.
si lega sotto o sopra.
Quindi il backpack è comunque
È lo
zaino e
zaino.
saccappello tutto insieme o solo zaino?
No, solo zaino. Zaino
Solo
è
zaino.
oggi proprio nella lezione che abbiamo fatto
Infatti, per
di
quello
oggi
lo sapevo.
pomeriggio c'era backpack o rucksack. Si può
Rucksack
dire
cos'è?
uguale, sempre zaino.
Ah,
Rucksack o back come schiena, pack
Pack.
come pacco, backpack, oppure rucksack.
Come è scritto rucksack?
U-C-K, rucksack, S-A-C-K. Rucksack.
Rucksack. Sempre
Mhm. Okay, now listen to the second part and let's try to understand how were Kevin and Yossi feeling and what happened to Yossi on a first night alone in the jungle.
3.7.
Kevin was feeling desperate. He didn't know if Yossi was alive or dead, but he started walking downriver to look for him. He felt responsible for what had happened to his friend because he had persuaded him to go with him on the river.
Yossi! Yossi!
Yossi, however, was feeling quite optimistic. He was sure that Kevin would look for him, so he started walking upriver, calling his friend's name.
Kevin! Kevin! Kevin!
But nobody answered. At night, Yossi tried to sleep, but he felt terrified. The jungle was full of noises. Suddenly, he woke up because he heard a branch breaking. He turned on his flashlight. There was a jaguar staring at him.
madre.
Yossi was trembling with fear. But then he remembered something that he had once seen in a film. He used a cigarette lighter to set fire to the insect repellent spray. And he managed to scare the jaguar away.
Wow.
Mm.
Okay. How were Kevin and Yossi feeling, Anto?
Oh, they were desperate. They were desperate because and especially Kevin felt responsible of this terrible adventure. Kevin started to walk on the side of the river, calling Yossi, but nobody answered. And the same did Yossi, coming on the other side, but coming back from on the other side of the river, calling Kevin, but nobody answered.
And Ross, what happened to Yossi on his first night alone in the jungle?
Yossi was terrified by the rumors of noises of the jungle, and he met how do you say met a
Jaguar.
Met a jaguar, and he remembered what he saw in a film about the animal, the wild animal, and so he turned on a lighter.
Yeah.
I don't remember the leather.
Or not leather, the lighter.
The lighter, and and I don't know what coming next.
And the jaguar?
And the jaguar escape.
Yes.
Because he was afraid of the fire, right?
Yeah.
Which is the name of ruggito, roaring? Which is
roar? Yes.
Roar.
Yes, it's an onomatopoeic.
Okay.
He said a cigarette lighter.
Cigarette lighter.
Ho capito bene?
No.
Why?
Cigarette lighter. Okay, then why did Yossi's spirit change from desperate to optimistic and then desperate again?
Poverino.
Madonna, che ansia sta stare.
Infatti avete visto come si
pensa
chiama?
se noi ci trovassimo lì.
The harrowing true story. Harrowing è proprio disperata, lacerante, vera storia of adventure and survival. Però si capisce bene, eh?
Sì, molto.
Why did Yossi's spirit change?
3.8.
After 5 days alone, Yossi was exhausted and starving. Suddenly, as he was walking, he saw a footprint on the trail. It was a hiking boot. It had to be Kevin's footprint.
Kevin!
He followed the trail until he discovered another footprint, and then another. But suddenly, he realized that the footprints weren't Kevin's footprints. They were his own. He had been walking around in a circle. At that moment, Yossi realized that he would never find Kevin. In fact, he felt sure that Kevin must be dead. He felt totally depressed and on the point of giving up.
Okay, Anna, tell us, why was it from desperate to optimistic and then desperate again?
Because after 5 days that he was alone in the jungle, he found a footprint. Si chiama? Footprint.
Yes, footprint.
And he thought that there was the footprint of Kevin.
That was Kevin's.
Kevin's footprint.
Even if you don't repeat footprint, that was Kevin's. But
and Yossi no, aspetta. Lo chiamo, come dire,
Ti rese conto?
sì, no, l'ha chiamato.
Ok. Call
Call,
out.
call
Call out
him,
Kevin.
call out Kevin, but nobody answered. So so he thought that no, it wasn't Kevin.
Kevin's, yes.
So
Anto, what do you
Yes.
think had happened to Kevin?
If he was a good swimmer, he could swim. No, because later he was walking on the river, so on the side of the river, so it was not possible that it was affogato, non so come si dice. Quindi,
Drowned.
drowned. Probably he has lost in the jungle, just like Yossi.
I think was dead.
See, Yossi thought that he was dead, but
Yes.
nobody knows.
No.
Okay. Let's see what was happening now.
$3.9.
But Kevin wasn't dead. He was still looking for Yossi. But after nearly a week, he was also weak and exhausted from lack of food and lack of sleep. He decided that it was time to forget Yossi and try to save himself. He had just enough strength left to hold onto a log and let himself float down the river. Kevin was incredibly lucky. He was rescued by 2 Bolivian hunters who were travelling downriver in a canoe. The men only hunted in that part of the rainforest once a year, so if they had passed by a short time earlier or later, they wouldn't have seen Kevin. They took him back to the town of San Jose, where he spent 2 days recovering.
Okay, so what had Kevin been doing all this time, Ross?
He is waiting on the river for Yossi, for looking for Yossi, but he was exhausted to wait, and because without food etc.
And rest.
Rest.
Yeah, no rest.
And so he forgot to wait Yossi, and try to save himself.
So what did he do?
Sorry?
What did he do? What did he decide
to save? Okay, he decided to use the canoe.
No, it wasn't a canoeing. He hasn't got a canoeing. Was using something different. It was tied himself to what?
I don't know.
What did he use?
I suppose I suppose to use the way of going to the river.
Yes, a way to go into the river. Yes, with what? Because you probably don't know this word.
No.
And so probably that's why you're missing this word.
Yes.
But it was using a log.
A log.
A log.
I don't know what is.
A log is a big piece of wood.
Which is how is it written? Log.
L-O-G.
L-O-G. Okay.
A log.
Una zattera.
No, un pezzo di legno. Giusto?
Un pezzo di legno?
Tronco.
Un tronco.
Un troncio.
L-O-G.
Un troncio.
Cos'è che hai detto?
L-O-
Log.
L-O-G.
G. Log.
For example, a
okay.
way in English you say, I'm tired, like I work like a log.
Mm.
Okay.
Ho lavorato.
Un
Un
tronco.
tronco.
I walk
Ah,
o I work?
work,
I
work,
work.
Ah.
work.
Work.
Even in a Beatles song, there is, it's been a hard day's night and I've been working like a log. It's been a hard day's night and now I'm tired as a dog, something like that, or yeah. Dog and log, you know. Log. Okay, why was he incredibly lucky, Ross, then?
Because he found a village, something, I don't know, a place.
Who are they? Yes, who are
Where?
they? Why they were there? They were doing what?
They're going to help him.
Yes,
No, they were,
Yeah,
why?
were hunters.
Aki.
Hunters.
Hunters.
They were hunters.
Hunters.
And they went hunting, of course. Okay. Not with the guns.
He met the hunters.
Yeah, two hunters.
Two hunters. Okay.
Yeah, probably are
Canoe.
canoeing.
Ah,
Yeah. So they rescue
listen
him.
all
They
okay.
rescued him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. I listen a part.
Poi non si
Not the
perdono
correct
tanto.
one.
Yes, but Yossi is still in the
In the
forest.
jungle.
In the jungle. Let's see what's happening now.
3.10.
As soon as Kevin felt well enough, he went to a Bolivian army base and asked them to look for Yossi.
Mi amigo está
My friend
perdido
is lost in the
en la
jungle.
selva. Deben buscarle.
You must look for him.
The army officer he spoke to was sure that Yossi must be dead. But in the end, Kevin persuaded them to take him up in a plane and fly over the part of the rainforest where Yossi might be. But the plane had to fly too high over the rainforest, and the forest was too dense. They couldn't see anything at all. It was a hopeless search. Kevin felt terribly guilty. He was convinced that it was all his fault that Yossi was going to die in the jungle. Kevin's last hope was to pay a local man with a boat to take him up the river to look for his friend.
Okay, Antos, how did
Mm.
Kevin first try to get help?
He thought to let an airplane to fly over the jungle, the river, the
Yeah.
jungle.
Who is
But,
asking to? Who is asking to for this airplane?
I don't understand. To
Will
the
you repeat?
hunters, to the hunters. No, it's
No,
not
no.
possible.
No.
Non ho capito.
Can we
Careful.
repeat? No.
Yeah, there were. You wanna listen the
Yeah,
beginning?
again.
Again.
One is again.
Sì, yes.
Yeah, sure.
3.10.
As soon as Kevin felt well enough, he went to a Bolivian army base and asked them to look for Yossi.
Mi amigo está
My friend
perdido
is lost in the
en la
jungle.
selva. Deben buscarle.
You must look for him.
The army officer he spoke to was sure that Yossi must be dead. But in the end, Kevin...
Okay, so
To the army office.
army
Army
officer. An army
Officer
base
in army
was an
base.
army base,
Mhm.
and he spoke to an army officer.
Officer, just to let
Okay,
the
Cos'è?
airplane.
Armi?
esercito.
Officer.
Sì,
Militari.
armi.
Armi.
Base.
Esercito.
Cos'è?
Base, la base militare.
Ah, base
Mhm.
militare. Ok.
Base militare.
And
army base.
it was unsuccessful because the plane fly too high and the jungle was too dense,
Too dense, too thick, yes.
too thick.
So now let's listen to the last attempt. He wanted to attempt again, okay?
Three point 11.
By now, Yossi had been on his own in the jungle for nearly 3 weeks. He hadn't eaten for days. He was starving, exhausted, and slowly losing his mind. It was evening. He lay down by the side of the river, ready for another night alone in the jungle. Suddenly, he heard the sound of a bee buzzing in his ear. He thought a bee had got inside his mosquito net. But when he opened his eyes, he saw that the buzzing noise wasn't a bee. It was a boat. Yossi was too weak to shout. But Kevin had already seen him.
Yossi! Yossi! Yossi!
It was a 1 in a million chance that Kevin would find his friend, but he did. Yossi was saved. When Yossi had recovered, he and Kevin flew to the city of La Paz, and they went directly to the hotel where they had agreed to meet Marcus and Carl. But Marcus and Carl were not at the hotel. The two men had never arrived back in the town of Apollo. The Bolivian army organized a search of the rainforest, but Marcus and Carl were never seen again.
Oh gosh.
Una strage.
A thriller.
Una strage.
Yeah.
This is my husband.
What do you think might have happened to Marcus and Carl?
Probably they have lost in the jungle.
Mm.
Or
Or
probably
they-
if the jaguar
the-
has eaten them.
Ah,
Or
yeah.
be
they
possible.
found it a village with a lot of girls and
They stay there for
forever.
good. Yeah.
E vissero felici.
Felici e contenti.
Yes. Okay. So, oh, it's Yossi. Oh, look, they became quite slim. That should be Yossi. Yeah. And unreal conditional. No, we don't do it
Mhm.
right now. But we do something to relax ourselves, but always by studying.
Anyway, it was very comprehensible. Eh?
Yeah,
It
that
was
was
good. It was a
better
good
for-
English.
Yes. I don't know if it was good English or it was just because you understand. And you say that it's good English when you understand. But
In the
actually,
evening,
yes, it was.
less.
Yeah. Okay, let's see a bit of question. These are just 6 sentences that we are going to try to put them together. Okay. Anna, let's go.
How long have no
You have you.
manca you. Have you know your friend?
Yes. Anto.
Who does aspetta, who your family Does.
What you say
Oh, you.
after who?
Your family. No.
No, housework.
Housework.
Housework?
Does housework?
Does mean who housework?
No, housework, cioè lavori di
Appunto, no?
casa.
Sì.
Quindi è.
Who?
Us.
Io vedo who does. Yeah. Who does.
The house.
No, aspetta, prima cosa avevi messo?
Who does
Who does.
the housework?
No.
Your family.
No, chi della tua famiglia fa.
Guarda, l'hai detto.
Chi della tua famiglia.
Your.
Your family.
Who you're?
No.
Who does?
Does ci avevo messo prima, ma non gli piaceva.
Ah no.
No,
no.
vedi?
Ah no, allora
vero.
niente.
Anto, l'hai detto.
Chi della tua famiglia fa i lavori di casa.
In.
Who in your family
Man.
does housework?
Io
Family.
Does the
housework.
io l'avevo
Voi
messa.
siete intrippate con questo
Why?
who in your family. Ricordatevi che le question word da sole a volte abbiamo bisogno di question expressions, per cui non solo della parolina, ma di tutto quello che dà senso a quella parola. In questo caso, chi nella tua famiglia. Non puoi dire chi, come quando dici quale libro. Non dici quale e poi il libro lo metti via, no? Dici quale libro insieme. Stessa cosa.
Ok.
Stessa cosa. Anna.
Io?
Anna.
Lo stavo pensando. What are you thinking about?
Sì. Rossi.
How many students? No. How many? How many students came to class? To come to class? Okay.
Yes. Santos.
Should I tell her how I feel?
Anna.
What kind of music
Sì, brava.
Aspetta, what kind of music does like
No, a subject.
Jane
Okay.
like listening?
Rossi.
Do you know what don't you like at weekend? What don't you like doing? No, at the weekend.
Facilissime queste.
No,
Sta buona.
No.
It wasn't easy.
Tanto.
It was difficult.
Sono le 8 di
Why?
sera.
Why? Why can't you come tomorrow?
Brave.
È finita.
Cioè, ci hanno fatto l'applauso, ragazzi. Attenzione.
Allora, poi ci sono questa qui che oggi che ho scovato, questa, che ha raccolto un po' di esercizi che vengono da un libro che non è male, perché è un libro della National Geographic. In particolare ci sono un po' di cose. Questa ad esempio è interessante perché ci dà un po' l'idea del things you need e un po' di vocabulary, per cui è abbastanza semplicino. Okay, complete the sentences with the noun form from the verb in adjective or adjective. Come? Ok, c'è un errore. In brackets, dicevo perché è scritto male, c'è un errore. Oh. There was an air of in the country about their team's chances in the cup. Vai Antos, parti.
There was an air of pessimism in the country about their team's changes in the cup. Pessimism.
Okay. So is C.
Sì.
Anna.
Unfortunately, the shoes didn't they were too small. Didn't fit.
Rossi. Always alive.
Okay, perfect.
Allora.
Okay. For me, lighter. No, I don't know if it, but stapler, I don't know what does it mean.
Stapler.
Yes.
Is when you have to see something. È la spillatrice.
Ok.
Stapler.
E where
Sapete
is
che
it?
quella è una parola che io almeno per 2 anni non sapevo come si diceva in italiano.
La spillatrice.
Stapler?
Sì,
Stapler.
perché io il mio primo lavoro di ufficio è stato in Inghilterra, per cui non lo sapevo come si diceva, non l'avevo mai usata io prima, spillatrice. Per cui poi una volta che mi è venuto il dubbio lo chiesi alla mia collega che però era del nord e mi disse la pinzatrice. Io sono arrivata a Roma e ho detto la pinzatrice.
La spinzatrice, spinzatrice.
No, pinzatrice, quello che è la spillatrice, no?
No, la pinzatrice è quella che pinza.
È quella che pinza,
La
Stapler.
spillatrice è quella che per togliere.
No.
No, la spillatrice a Roma è quella che spilla, mette le spille.
La spillatrice.
Perché io la chiamo
Vedi,
pinzatrice.
lo so, anche la mia collega la chiamava pinzatrice, che era bresciana.
Per quello che pensavo, la spillatrice io chiamo quella per togliere.
No, quella è la levapunti a Roma.
Levapunti.
No, a Roma, in
Vabbè.
Italia, cioè in Italia. Ok.
Italian.
Il confine
Ok.
italiano si chiama levapunti.
Anche.
Vai, Rossi, vai.
While I was running for the bus, two of the buttons on my jacket
Come si dice?
went off. I tried. I don't know. Ecco, came off. Mannaggia.
Bottone e came off. Chi? Anto?
A word that doesn't belong in each group, used to open the things. Scissors sono i forbici, quindi no. Tin opener, corkscrew, peg. Sarà tin opener?
Dici, eh?
Boh. No, eh? Peg?
Peg?
Peg è il cavatappi? No, è il cavatappi, come si
No,
chiama? Peg che è? Il capribottiglie proprio?
no, quello è corkscrew.
E allora che è? Peg?
Che è? Ma non
no.
mi è mai capitato?
No?
No, perché voi lo sapete, ma io qui ho tutto e sto cercando perché ne ho sempre di peg. You use peg, for example, to hang on clothes. I don't have it. Usually I have, but you use
La
peg
stampella che è?
no, to hang on clothes. When you hang on clothes, when you do the your laundry,
Ah, mollette.
yeah,
Ah.
Ah,
a peg. Mentre
ah.
invece gli altri sono tutti usati
Ah
per
già,
aprire.
perché io dovevo, è vero, scusami,
The
perché io
thing that
dovevo
is
trovare
not
quello che non
opening.
c'entrava. Ok.
Yeah. Ok, Anna.
Arrivo. Complete the sentences with a noun formed from the verb or adjective in brackets. Charlie's with flying began an early age. Obsess. Obsession.
Which one?
It-
C o D?
Sì, sì.
Very good. Rossi.
Choose one word that does not belong in each group. In the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
Kitchen. Non liquid, banco. The kitchen.
If you don't know, I'm wondering what kind of kitchen do you have?
Because the washing up liquid, I know that is the soap that we put in the washing up, the washing. And okay,
Washing machine.
pan where you conserve. No, pan. No, what is pan?
Is where you cook.
Where you cook. For me, torch. I don't know if there's a lamp
Is in the
inside.
kitchen. Of course, because you should have electricity in your kitchen.
Torch è proprio
Scusa,
torch.
Torch.
But I suppose that
Cloth
was
is the one that you use that could be tablecloth or tea cloth, tea towel, to the clothes that you put on the table. The tablecloth.
tovaglia.
Yes.
Mm.
Fatto.
Complete the sentence with a noun formed from the verb or adjective in brackets. Please show grit when you are up on the roof.
You are cautious.
Caution.
And you use caution.
A.
You use caution. Yes. Anna.
Using a poor quality face cream can take you spots.
Give.
No.
Yeah.
Give.
Yes. It's like a present, you know. It's given to you spots. Rossi.
Choose one word that does not belong in each group, health and safety.
You got the bandage, plaster, step ladder, elbow pads.
Che vuol dire step ladder?
Is the step ladder.
What is the step ladder?
Plaster.
Step ladder.
Plaster.
La scalapioli. Plaster è il gesso.
Ok.
Madre.
For cleaning the house.
Choose one word that doesn't belong in each group. For cleaning the house. Dustpan si usa perché è il panno per la polvere. Brush a scopa va bene, si usa.
No, it's
Clip-
not scopa brush.
Brush non è scopa?
No,
A spazzola che è?
spazzola. Scopa come si
Ah.
dice?
I don't remember.
Faccia la faccia, parla. Come?
Broom. Broom.
Broom.
Drum.
Broom. No, drum. Broom. With a
Broom.
B.
Broom.
Broom.
No,
Broom.
broom.
Like broom, broom,
Like,
broom,
broom,
broom.
Broom.
No, like a film that
Pochi dottori e manici di scopa?
no,
No bats and broomsticks.
come si chiama?
E-
Harry
ah.
Potter.
Yeah.
Ah, già.
I saw
Yes,
this.
broom.
this word.
Yeah. 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 The
Mo
broom.
capì
Of
clip
course.
che è.
They are
E
flying on a
bucket?
broom. Bucket.
Bucket. Perché il bucket? Che è?
No.
Bucket is the thing. What?
Bucket
This-
where you put something inside.
Yes. Like
that
water.
collect. Okay.
Yes. Like water
Beh,
or
sarà-
milk.
Ah, sa clip.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, of course.
What do you do with the clip?
Clip that you put in your hair, or the clip that you put to keep together two pieces of sheet. You got a clip.
Mhm.
Do I have a clip here?
La molta.
La
Non è
tache.
manco. Ah, la tache.
La tache. Now, Ross.
In the laundry room,
Mhm.
washing powder is okay. Iron is okay. Tags. What does it mean, tags?
Already just told you.
Che sono
Abbiamo detto
mollette.
prima.
Ha detto prima le mollette.
Tags, le mollette.
Quindi
Glue.
Glue. Yes.
Glue.
Yes, it is.
What is that, glue?
I forgot.
Colla.
Glue. Colla.
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 Ok, Anto.
Choose one word that doesn't belong in each group. Ah, beh. Guarda proprio. Hammer, non so che vuol dire, so che è una macchina che è la hammer, ma non mi ricordo che.
Martello.
Che è?
Martello. Martello.
Martello,
Martello.
hammer. Quindi qua il martello ci sta. Poi
Drill.
Drill, I use it when I always tell you a word. You remember when I'm drilling with a word?
No.
martellante, no.
Scale. No.
No?
Ripetitore.
Yes, it's something that is continuously doing the same.
Battitore. Ah.
Sega, no.
No, it's another word.
Come si chiama?
Aspetta, ma già mi sei
Papalo.
Don't look in the dictionary. Try to imagine. What
Ah,
is a tin opener?
capito. Quindi
What
trim,
is a tin
devo-
opener? What is a
something
tin?
that tin, I don't know.
Tin è barattolo, no?
Mm.
Mm.
Tin open. So what is that? So
Sega.
la sega.
Ah,
Yes.
sì. Ah,
Tin
la sega.
opener.
Tin opener. Hammer, martello. Drill, trapano.
Ah, avevo detto giusto.
Sì, brava. So,
Ma
la sega. Tin
so.
opener è l'apriscatole.
Ecco, è
Apriscatole,
vero,
sì.
apriscatole.
Tin opener.
Tin è la lattina.
Mhm.
Annina.
Complete the sentence with a noun form. We were all full of as we set out on the trip. We were of
Full of
optimism. B.
optimism. Ross.
Okay.
Sorry.
Complete the sentence with a okay. Hundreds face as a result of the government's decision.
Evict.
Evict.
Mm.
Evict.
face,
evicted,
Eviction. Sì,
evicted,
evicted.
for me eviction.
Ecco.
is always here. Notice of it. What
Ah, c'è
is
anche
eviction? Che vuol dire? Lo sfratto.
Ah,
Segniamo.
Tanto.
Choose one word that has a to Innsbruck.
Used to tie things.
I don't know the meaning of all of these four
Really?
names.
Actually, three of them have got more or less the same meaning, and they are all used to tie things. And one, it doesn't.
Tai è tagliare, no, che era? Taglia la cravatta.
No,
O annodare,
è-
annodare.
No, è legare.
Ah,
Legare.
vabbè, annodare o legare stiamo lì,
No,
dai, su,
no,
pure
annodare è una cosa la leghi, ma anche senza annodarla, oppure puoi annodarla ma senza legarla. Puoi fare un nodo ma mica la leghi.
In questo caso è
Questo è legare.
legare. Questi sono i nomi dei
dei
nodi.
nodi.
No,
no,
Sì.
sono i
Questi
nomi
sono i
dei
nodi. Questi sono i
c'entrano
nodi.
niente, l'immagine non c'entra.
non è fuorviante.
No, va
È
bene.
fuorviante, devo cambiare l'immagine.
Ah, ok.
Mm,
No, io questo non lo so.
Three.
Allora, please try to explain me in English language the meaning of each names.
Ah,
They're all the same row, so I have to tell you which one is not.
Ah,
Try to think
Rosa.
which one could be not.
charger.
Charger,
Charlie.
because the
Ah,
charger is the one that you use to charge your telephone, okay? And
Mm,
you're not using the charger to tie,
ok.
okay?
Mhm.
So rope is a big piece that you use to tie up big stuff. That's a rope. You use a rope on a boat. You can use a rope to tie very heavy things.
Tipo corda, che è?
That's it. That's
Ah.
good. The
Mm.
thread is the one that you use to sew.
Ah, il filo da cucire.
Yeah. And the
Thread.
string is something that is not a rope, is not a thread,
a thread,
but is
and it's
something
not a rope.
similar. A
La
string
stringa.
that for some, yes, that for example you
stringa.
use to tie
Ok.
a present. A
Ok,
string.
Ho
Okay.
capito. Mhm,
Okay.
certo.
La stringa è stringa.
Charger.
A charger? Yes, charger wasn't. Okay, Anna.
The pipe had so water was coming out slowly
Questa
and
l'abbiamo
going.
visto poco tempo fa, questa parola. Quando c'era quello che si lamentava nell'albergo.
È
Vi
vero.
ricordate che la doccia.
Come no?
I don't remember.
So water was coming out slowly and going through the ceiling. Bling, 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 bling. This is. At a leak,
Ma
at a
leak-
spot, or at a rip.
Leak.
Leak, brava. La perdita.
Mhm.
La perdita liquida.
Mm.
Ross.
We can't put together the model because one of the pieces is, see if you can find it,
Mm.
is missing.
Anto?
My working boots. But after 4 days hiking in the rain and coldness. Ah. Questa è una cosa composta, forse con a parte.
Esatto. Spatasciare.
Mm.
Si sono sfrantumati.
Allora, give apart, secondo me no.
No.
Fell è cadere, o fell fall, fell took apart. Oh. I don't know.
Secondo me gave
Sai?
apart.
Prova, Anto. Dai.
Boh. Fell apart, ma non...
Yeah, they did.
Ok.
To fall apart vuol dire proprio cadere in pezzi,
Ah, ok.
sfasciarsi. Anna.
Complete the many children have a of the dark. Fear.
Rossi.
Yes. The manager's refusal to praise the volunteers' work was pure manager to praise the work was pure.
La frase, e devi capire la frase, altrimenti.
Rifiuto del manager.
Il rifiuto
Refusal is a refusal. Rifiuto del
Refusal.
manager. To praise sembra
Praise.
apprezzare.
Apprezzare, lodare.
Apprezzare.
Lodare.
Rifiuto di lodare. Volunteers work was pure, fu inutile, puramente inutile.
No.
Meaningless.
Min,
rifiuto
che vuol dire
Meaningless.
min?
Ah,
In questo caso.
meschino. Cioè,
Brava.
Allora, meanful.
Cattivo, meschino.
Meanful. Was pure meanful.
Ah,
Andiamo.
Meaningless.
Ah,
Meaningless.
meanness. Ah,
Meanness.
sorry.
Perché
Because it's a
la
sostantivo.
cattiveria, esatto, brava,
Ah,
fu pura meschinità,
okay.
pura cattiveria. You have
I
to go.
need to say hello. Yeah, we have
Goodbye.
a lot
Of
a lot.
things going.
Yeah.
Hello!
No, come here and
Hi,
say
Gabri!
hello. Say hello.
Hi.
Ah, sorry. Just want to say hello.
Hi, Gabri! Okay, have a nice dinner to everybody. Bye. Ok, finiamo queste 4
Sì.
e andiamo tutti
Sì.
a casa.
Okay.
Ok,
Because,
ciao Rossi.
Bye bye.
Ciao.
Darling,
Say-
bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
The side of my
Ah.
car has
Has
been broken. I think
Fammi
somebody
sentire che ha
has
anche
used.
risposto Maila, così
I
ve lo
think
dico.
somebody has used a coin to make a long mark.
Ok, capo, venerdì alle 10. Guarda, l'unica incognita potrebbe essere sto qui prendendo appuntamento con la prossima commercialista. Se riesco a prendere verso mezzogiorno e mezzo sarebbe perfetto. Anche mezzogiorno, va.
Ok, allora ha detto di sì per venerdì.
Allora,
Venerdì alle
venerdì
10,
alle
quindi non
10.
domani, venerdì alle
Non
10.
domani, venerdì alle 10. Dai.
Va bene.
Okay. The side of my car has been, I think somebody has used a coin to make a long mark. Has been ripped, graffiata? Ripped? Or
Allora,
scratched?
Scratched.
Scratched?
scratched or ripped?
Mettiamo scratched, va.
Scratch che è proprio grattare, grattato, graffiato, no?
Mhm.
Rip è lacerare. Jack the
Ok.
Ripper, lo squartatore, no?
Mhm. Bene.
Anna?
The sewing basket. Allora, quella è
Sewing
cucina.
basket. Yes.
Quindi,
Needle,
le
sì, sì,
forbici ci sono. Needle, cos'è needle? What is a needle?
It's something that has got an eye. What has got an eye? Facciamo un po' di enigmistica.
Non so. Cos'è che metti negli occhi?
No, che metti negli occhi. That has got an eye.
Lago.
Ah, has got.
Qui è
ok.
The
la
eye of
corda.
the needle.
Allora è Fred.
No,
No.
è rope,
No,
perché
è
Fred è il
rope.
filo, rope è la corda e Scissors sono le
Ah,
braccia,
abbiamo
quindi è
detto
rope.
prima, infatti,
Ah.
però l'ho confusa col
Fate,
filo.
com'è? Fate tesoro.
Sì, me l'ho anche scritto,
Ciao, amore.
però non l'ho letto.
The sentence with I am sure she had good, but she has still made things worse. She had good intentions. B.
È anche scritto.
Ah, ecco, vedi.
Vedo sempre.
Infatti l'avevo coperto, ma
For fixing things. Oh, Madonna.
fixing things.
Non le so. Non le so. Non le so.
Aggiustare, Cosa usiamo per aggiustare?
Appunto.
Una cosa non è per aggiustare, una di queste cose.
Nail non è che sono le unghie?
Anche, anche questi.
Chiodi.
Ah, i chiodi.
Chiodi.
Vedi, questo inglese ci confonde però. Va bene.
Mop. Where is a mop?
Pinza.
La pinza, la tenaglia.
Screw è il metro?
No, it's something that we use with this. This is a screwdriver.
Il
So the
cacciavite.
Cacciavite.
Yeah, the screwdriver. The screw is the
Parliamo inglese?
la vite.
No,
Scusa,
la vite,
cacciavite.
La
certo.
vite. È giusto.
Certo.
Io direi tape.
It is this one.
Cos'è? Tape?
This one is the
Il
tape.
metro.
Aspetta che c'ho le faccine davanti. Aspetta. Mettilo su. Ah, eccolo, non l'avevo visto.
That's
Ok.
the tape.
Mop.
The mop is the one that you use to sweep the floor. The
Che
mop.
sarebbe?
Il mocio, la cosa per...
Ah, il mocio, ho capito.
Il mocio.
Lava pavimenti.
Lo straccio dei pavimenti.
Beh, è proprio l'attrezzo, è lo scopettone con tutta la roba.
Sì, il mocio proprio.
Che si chiama mocio perché viene da mop. Perché credo, mop. Vabbè, insomma,
This lesson
cose utili.
has been very, very amazing.
Very nice, yes, very useful. Anche tutte le altre di questo, perché questo libro è carino perché è un libro, ripeto, questo del National Geographic, allora ora me le salvo tutte queste. Ok.
See you on Friday.
See you on Friday. Yes,
Ok.
bello, un po' alternato, mi piace.
Bye.
Thank you.
Ok, bye
Thank you.
bye.
Bye bye.
Ciao, bye bye.
Ciao.
Ciao Nina.
Ciao.
Buona cena, che te fai?
Cosa faccio?